There's some historic drilling on this property that showed pretty good promise. Unfortunately, we're having a hard time replicating those results.
Parker Schnabel is prospecting Smallwood Creek, Alaska.
We're gonna jump downstream and hopefully we can find some gold down there.
We're gonna head down the road about 2,000 feet into the east side of the valley. The gold seems to be favoring that side, so we're gonna start there.
In a new test area downstream, Parker and Liam will drill 2 new lines of holes. Parker must find a consistent line of gold to be sure the ground is worth the price tag.
Drill's running all right?
Drill's been running really good.
So far, the gold they've found is 100 feet deep and would be 5 times the cost of what he's digging now in the Klondike.
So now we're bringing a core out. So you drill the core barrel down, push the casing over top, pull it out. Bring it over here.
A lot of clay and fines, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of almost like a decomposed gravel. You can see that bits of that bedrock that's in it, that's broken down. So when you wash it, it's mostly all fines. We're hoping the gold's starting to pick up down here. The valley is a bit narrower, so it might concentrate that pay zone.
Was that the bottom of one of the holes?
Yeah, you can see there is a piece of gold in there.
Oh, good, there's one piece. That might be a second.
Yeah, it is a bit there.
He takes the concentrate from the sluice run to pan it in his mobile gold room.
I'm gonna start to see some colors here soon. This stuff's been really tricky to pan. There's a lot of really fine gold, and it just wants to float. So that probably looks like about 2 milligrams of gold. For these holes to be viable, we kind of want to see about 200 milligrams.
So this is the bottom of that hole?
Yeah.
And that's at 100 feet?
Bedrock is at 101.5.
101.5 feet. So you don't mind 101.5 foot deep ground for that.
The plan now is we're pretty much done this line, and we're going to head down to the next one across the valley. Fingers crossed that it might be viable down there.
The results are still way below the 200 milligrams that Parker needs to see. Everything now hinges on the final line of holes.
So this is the last one on this line.
Yep. On almost every line, there's been 1, maybe 2 good holes that probably would be mineable.
But they aren't, the problem is they aren't together.
They don't line up. They're not back to back, but we're getting 50 to 100 pieces of gold in a good hole. So you might be hitting pockets, and the ground might have richer pockets throughout.
Like, this is some expensive ground to mine. 100 feet, tons of water, intermittent frost.
Yeah, it needs to be excellent ground. There's definitely good gold there, and we're finding good results, but it's just not gonna be an easy call. So we're really gonna have to sit down and work through the numbers and make a solid plan before we can decide if it's worth mining. Gonna be a super tough call for Parker to make.
Out at Smallwood Creek,
For this line, you don't really know what we're gonna expect here, so we'll just be saving all the gravels we find and wash it to figure out what's going on.
Parker and drilling contractor Liam Ferguson drill the final line of test holes.
Liam's just finishing up panning the last couple holes we've done.
Parker's spent nearly $200,000 on drilling 8 lines, but still hasn't seen the results he needs.
We're finding some decent stuff, but it's just really spotty, and I think it's probably a really narrow pay streak and quite deep. And we've spent a lot of money drilling so far, so we'll weigh these up.
He needs a solid line of good holes to make this deep ground worth the $3 million price tag.
Start with the best one first.
They'd pan the final drill samples.
This one looks better than the other ones we did today. It's the one we got the most hope for right now. A lot of pressure riding on the back of this little hole.
200 milligrams would make the ground viable.
Do you want to go 100 feet for 32 milligrams, Parker? I don't know where all the other gold's gone. It's supposed to be there.
It's not like we're hitting dead holes. Like there's gold here.
Yeah, but no major hits.
I think we're gonna stop drilling for now.
Yeah, I agree.
As for like buying this place right now, I'm not putting all my eggs in this basket. Because 30 milligrams at 100 feet, that sounds like a nightmare waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's an easy way to lose a lot of money. The gold wasn't as easy to find as what we were expecting.
Thank you for coming out here and making it happen. I will say that there would have been a lot more fun ways to spend 200 grand, Liam, but I'm glad it's going to you.
Hey, if you just bought a helicopter and said we're not going drilling, I'd be more than happy. I'd be like, sweet.
See how everybody's doing?
Hello.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing good.
Parker calls foreman Mitch Blaschke to check his progress on Indian River.
The plants are running all right?
Flute's been Big Red's been plugging along really nice. We're mobbing through it here, man. You're definitely gonna need to find us some new ground here pretty soon.
And we've had a hell of a time trying to hit some gold with the drill. Pretty frustrating for sure. All right, thanks, Mitch. Have a good rest of your day.
All right, you too, man. Bye.
Sounds like they hardly even miss me.
How's it going, Chris?
Hey, Mitchell, what's happening, man?
Mitch is responsible for hitting the gold targets while Parker's away, but they haven't put any on the scale since he left.
Just busy.
Yeah, I bet. It shows, man. It shows.
What are you thinking? We'll just weigh all this up when he gets back?
Yeah, I think so. It ought to be a cruncher for sure.
Yeah?
It's going to be a trophy.
You gonna let me have a look at least?
Yeah, check this out.
No way, man.
Yeah, those are two-hand buckets right there. You lift them with two hands.